started with just exercising and having fun. Every day may not be fun, but again, you can do something as simple as that just to get your heart rate up, 1,000 steps. I mean, we probably did that for about 5 minutes, if that. It would have kept going, but somebody was trying to call me on my phone. They don't know me. They would know I'm here. I'm here with the group that takes off pounds. Like they got good sense. I mean, so many people who take off pounds like they don't have any sense. And the Spanish diet, and the Hollywood diet, and the Diet Coke diet, and the ginger ale diet. They don't take off pounds. Sensibly. All right, but again, my name is Kevin Bailey, and real quickly, I'm not going to hold you long at all. But again, I want to acknowledge you all for being here. This is a great group. I really appreciate, enjoy, and love working with Tops. I do. You're welcome. Thank you. I first got introduced to Tops by one of my clients, and she told me to come speak to this group, and so it was just a local chapter. It was in Watkinsville. Yes. And so I'm thinking, okay, you know, I never heard of it, so I was just going to go in, maybe 3 or 4 or 5, 10 people at the most be there. Just go in and then, you know, try to get them going. Well, I went in and there was a bunch of just these wild, crazy people were just in there. They were just talking and going on and standing on the scale and, you know, such lost weight, yay, and then, you know, I'm just happy to be here. You know? That's cool, just happy to be here. You know, I'm just happy to be here. But anyway, so 10 years ago, I was invited to come and speak to SRD. I think it was Accentuate the Positive. I still have a little name tag there. 10 years ago, 2005, in Savannah, Georgia. How many of you over there? Yes, 10 years ago. So a lot has happened. I was only 13 years old at the time. So, you know, I was a teenager when I began this journey with Tops. The next year, 2006, did SRD in Atlanta. How many of y'all were there? Good. How many of y'all remember me? Like, I'll be nice. And that was probably, at that time, probably about 50 pounds ago. From that time, from that period in my life. Which is very interesting at this point because you never know what path you're going to take. At that particular time, I was doing well, and I played football and everything, and I was doing well, but I wasn't doing my best. There's a difference between doing well and doing your best. And only you know the difference. Only you know the difference. Nobody else can tell you whether you're doing your best or not except for you. So at that time, I was doing okay, and I knew I needed to do better. My mother at that time, how many of y'all, let me ask this, how many of y'all have ever just had a loved one to pass away or a tragic incident to happen, and you were knocked down to the ground and felt like you couldn't get up? How many of y'all have ever experienced that? Well, that's what happened to me at that time. At that time in 2006, 3 months before I spoke on stage, my mother died from a heart attack. She died from having bypass surgery. And, you know, this was a surgery that everybody would get that I knew and worked with, and she would have so much more vitality and so much more energy and everything else. And she didn't make it off the table. She was only 56 years old. 56. So that was not supposed to happen. That's not how that part of my life was supposed to play out. She was diabetic and had been diabetic for years. She was also a nurse, but she knew more than the doctors, so she would take herself on and off medications and things of that nature. But at that time, so she did make it off the table. I had a 3-year-old son at the time, and when that happened, I just checked out of life. Because I come from a single-parent home. My mom was the very supportive. It was my brother and I. And you don't appreciate a lot of these things until you become a parent yourself. And so she would, work 12 hours, get off at 5, come pick me and my brother up 20 miles away from home, take us back to football practice, at 5:30. Stay there for 2 hours, and then bring us back home, feed us, and do all this stuff by herself. And you don't realize that until you have to do something like that. So I'm tired, and my son just wants to talk. And I'm like, oh my goodness. Goodness gracious. Oh, slow down, what they say. So it made me appreciate that even more. But I checked out, I got very depressed at that time, and I did like most other people do. Most of my clients have done, many of you may have done this, is I comfort myself with food. Exactly. And it didn't matter, because I wanted to feel good. Because I didn't feel good. Because I was trying to replace a hole in my heart. And I was trying to plug it up with food. But how many of y'all know that that's a vicious cycle? Yes. That's an unquenchable fire. Can never be quenched. You can put logs on that all day. And then it takes more and more and more and more. So, my relationship with my friends went down, my business went down, because who wants to be around somebody that's not energized and not, and depressed all the time? My marriage was starting to suffer because I didn't want to be around anybody. I didn't want to go to holiday events. I didn't want to go to Christmas dinner over at my in-laws because I wanted to be with my mom. And I was seeing my mother-in-law, my wife and aunts and everybody having a good time. But I didn't have that in my life. And I just didn't want to be around. So I didn't go. I isolated myself to deal with pain. Because the pain was so intense and so deep. So suddenly, and not so much suddenly, but I looked at myself in the mirror. And it was a defining moment for me because I had an opportunity to really and truly look at myself. Not only from a physical standpoint, because I was not happy with what I saw, but just who I had become. Somebody that was weak, somebody that was hurt, somebody that was self-absorbed. Because all I could think about is me. I'm hurt. My mother's gone. I don't have anybody in my life. Who can I go to when I have marital problems or when I'm having issues or just for a pat on the back? But I decided then, I started looking at the people around me who are also suffering. And they shouldn't suffer just because you're suffering. I wasn't being the husband I needed to be. I wasn't being the father I needed to be to my son. He needs me. Kevin, you know what that's like to not have your father in your life, so why do it to him? So, I had to look myself in the mirror and say, Kevin, you're better than this. You can do better than this. Not I might change, not I'll try to change. Kevin, you will change. Amen. And you'll change, and you will honor your mother's life by helping others not to experience what you experienced. That's the best way you can honor your mother. That's the best way you can turn your whole life around. That's the best way you can do what she would want you to do. She raised you, put things in you, sacrificed for you, so that you could be a better man and push it forward and love others. Not to think about yourself. So that's what I did. So I said, okay, you draw the line in the sand. That's it. The buck stops here. No more. So I decided I was going to live a life of integrity, and I may not be able to control every single thing. I may not be able to control every outcome, but I can control what I put in my mouth. I can control how I exercise, how I think, how I, take deep breaths and not let everything get into me. Somebody cut you off in the, on the freeway, and you start doing hand signals, and you're stressed out, and your blood pressure is 200 over 400. You got it, it's way up here. But have peace in your life. And to love others. as you've been there. So that's what I did. So I wanted to live a life of integrity because I was still in the health and fitness area. I was still telling people what they need to do. But I wasn't living the life of integrity by doing it myself. So I will not tell anybody else to do something that I don't do myself. And so that's what I did. So I cleaned up my eating. I started, getting away from those things that was calling me at the midnight hour. Oh yeah, you know. Yes, absolutely. And then I had to know myself. Some things I could keep in the house, some things I had to put up the alarm system and call the police to protect the household because they could not get in. But knowing yourself and knowing the difference. So I ended up losing 40 pounds in about 13 weeks. And when I did that, what I realized is that I felt amazing because I had myself back. I was back to being Kevin Bailey. I was back to rock and rolling, moving and grooving, shaking and baking, energizing people, helping people, investing in them, motivating them, letting them believe that they can do it and they will do it. Just believe in themselves that they got the power of God on the inside of them to change anything they want to change in their lives. And we all possess that. And we all have it on the inside of us. We just got to tap into it. We just got to believe it. And we got to have confidence in it. And we have to have, like you all have here, people that are beside you that can say and will tell you and remind you that you're powerful, that you are great, that you have greatness on the inside. And sometimes all you need is a pat on the back or someone to say, you can do it. That's all. You can do it. Just a little encouragement. Because what do we have all the time? What do people tell us? We see the news. They tell us why the world is going to HE-double hockey sticks in the handbasket. What's wrong? You're going to eat something, you'll die. Mosquito bite you, you'll die. You got this virus everybody gets from, and all that stuff. You see that enough, and you'll be scared to do anything. You'll be scared to go outside. But what about what I can? What about what I can accomplish? What about who I can be? I need someone to speak to that. So that's what I want to do for other people. And so that's what I started doing.